Hello students, this is Samarpan Gyan School, class 9 Mathematics. Today's our lesson is Introduction to Euclid's Geometry, part 1 by Charulata Medkar. Our lesson name is Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. First I introduce about the Euclid. The word geometry comes from the Greek word geo. Geo means earth. And metrian. Metrian means to measure. Geometry means geometrion, that is earth to measure. The Greek mathematician Thales is credited with giving the first known proof. This proof was of a statement that a circle is bisected. A circle is bisected means it is cut into two equal parts by its diameter. One of the Thales' most famous pupil was the Pythagoras, that is well known to the Pythagoras. Pythagoras and his group discovered many geometric properties and developed the theory of geometry to great extent. This process continued, and at that time Euclid, a teacher of mathematics at Alexandria in Egypt, collected all known work which is known till that period is collected by him, and he arranged it in his famous treatise, and it is known as Elements. He divided the elements into 13 chapters. Each chapter is called a book. These 13 books influence the whole world's understanding of a geometry for generations to come. Now, in this chapter, we shall discuss Euclid's approach to geometry and shall try to link it with the present day geometry. Now, first we see the definition. Introduction to Euclid's geometry. During Euclid's period, the notations of points, line, plane, planes means surface, and so on were derived from what was seen around them. Now, first we see the definitions. Definitions are quite you know in the previous classes, but you know actually by the figures, and here we are defined. See, the first is the point. You know point is a dot. What is the definition of that? He decide that a point is that which has no part. A line. Line is breathless length. The length which have no breadth is a line. End of the line are points. A straight line is a line which lies evenly with the points on itself. The surface. Surface is that which has length and breadth only. Only two things. Length and breadth. Edges of the surface are lines. For any surface, there are the lines for the edges. A plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight lines on itself. These are the Euclid's definitions. Now, I am telling you the Euclid's axioms. What is the axioms? Axiom means the things which are used in the geometry but different from the postulates. What are the postulates? That we will see in next lecture. Now I am telling you the axioms. See carefully. The things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. Things which are equal to same things are equal to one another. In general, suppose 3 students are there. 2 are friends of each other, A and B, and one new student C. C is the friend of A. Initially A and B are the friends. Then obvious B and C also the friends. Means things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. See the second. If equal are added to equals, then wholes are equals. Suppose A equal to B. Then I added same thing. Equals are added to equals. means A equal to B. I added C to the both means A plus C and B plus C. Obvious, if A and B are equal, then A plus C and B plus C are also equal. Means if equals are added to equals, then wholes are equals. After addition, what the terms you are getting? They are also equal. Now third, if the equals are subtracted from equals, then remainders are equals. Suppose x equal to 10. Equal is subtracted. Suppose I subtract 3 from both x and 10. Then x minus 3 equals 10 minus 3. Again, x minus 3 equal to 10 minus 3. Both are equals. The fourth one, things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Means what? Suppose your left hand and right hand, they are coincide to each other. Do yourself. This way. Then they are equal to one another. The whole is greater than the part. The fifth is very important. Whole is greater than a part. Means what? Suppose you have one Cadbury. Whole Cadbury is there and you make it the different parts. Then which will be the greater? Obvious, whole is the greater. Means whole is greater than the part. The things which are double of the same things. The things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. Suppose you have 20 rupees. Your mother give double of that. Father also give double of that. Then father give you 20 is double is 40. Mother gives 20 is double is 40. Then both 40 are equal. Means what? Things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. Both 40 are equal. And the last one is what? Things which are halves of the same things are equal to one another. Things which are halves of the same things are equal to one another. Suppose you have one bread. Your friend is with you. He don't have the tiffin. Then you cut that bread in half. Then what are the two things? Two parts of the bread you are getting, they are also equal to each other. Means what? Things which are halves of the same things are equal to one another. In this way, Euclid gives us axioms, and these are the common in the math study. In the tomorrow's lecture, we will see the postulates. Till then, you learn this. Thank you.